it looks like he's not sure. I don't know if he knows that you've joined yet. How you doing?
Okay. Fine, you?
Yeah, really well, thank you. Really well. Looks like we are now live. I think Luke's just changed us to live. Yeah,
Okay.
really well, thank you. I'm in slightly wet today, Greece.
All
So
right.
it's quite a good day to have the call actually.
Okay.
Not missing out on any sunshine.
Yeah, you're not missing the sun. Oh, we have quite a sunny day, which is not that common in Finland, so that's
Oh
good.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay. I had to be in the office anyway, so I'm not missing anything either yet.
Good. Good.
Okay, so while Luke join us, maybe you wanna talk to me about like your project and your ideas, or do you wanna wait? Or Luke, I apparently Luke just left, but
Yeah, it looks like Luke just left. I guess he was just setting the call up for us. I
okay,
think because I'm doing it remote on my phone. I think he was just getting his laptop to set it up as a recorded call, so we
okay,
can watch it later. Yeah. So I guess I'll just do a little intro for our team, just for their benefit. So this is a call with is it Louis? Do you say Louis?
it's
I just
Luis.
want to know how you
It's
Luis.
Luis.
Okay.
Yeah, Mexican.
Okay,
Oh,
Luis from
yeah.
ShareTribe, which is um, I don't know how you describe it, a framework and an open source potential to marketplace. And we're having a chat with Luis about some potential progression with partnering with you guys and having ShareTribe as an option. So yeah, I want to just dive straight in and start by asking you about the kind of the intentions with ShareTribe, because I think we only realized quite recently, seeing some of your videos on YouTube about your mission around decentralizing marketplaces, and we got excited because we're activists ourselves, we're social entrepreneurs, and we realized there was more depth to your project than we first thought. Can
Yeah.
you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure. We have a platform that we created about, or we have we have a company that was born 4 years ago out of a project from Aalto University. The project initially started as a marketplace for people within the university. Afterwards, the project evolved into a proper company where the idea was to offer these marketplaces for different organizations, cities, universities, that their members might use it. Eventually, this transformed into a company where we realized, or the founders, I'm not one of the founders, obviously, but they realized that this had a potential to become huge. Like a lot of people had ideas to create marketplaces, and at the same time, they didn't have the technical knowledge to do it. So we decided to start ShareTribe as it is right now, to give pretty much everybody, or pretty well as many people as possible, easy access to a platform where they can portray their idea and try out their idea in order to see if it works. And as you say, decentralized marketplaces, to have little marketplaces everywhere that at the same time help the economy and help the environment by just recycling and doing a more productive use of resources in a way. So yeah, well, now we have one platform one product which is called ShareTribe Go, which is the one that we have been working on and has been alive for 4 years now. And now we have a new product called ShareTribe Flex. Part of ShareTribe Go, we have two versions of ShareTribe Go. We have the hosted version, where people without any technical knowledge can access to the platform, open a free trial, and then right away they can start inviting people and creating listings. And if they don't have the technical knowledge to use the open source, they can pay us for a subscription and keep using that platform. We have about 700 customers on our hosted version of ShareTribe Go. And then we have the open source version, which is obviously another way for us to or we think it's another way for us to help the community. We understand that our platform, being like an out of the box platform, has certain limitations, and also having certain features like the payment gateways that only support certain countries have certain limitations that does not allow people from different parts of the world, or people that have very specific ideas, to do their marketplace on our platform. So what we do is we offer the open source, so anybody who has a lot of technical knowledge, or at least some development team behind their project, or they can maybe hire somebody to take the open source, modify it, and then create or make their project a reality without so much investment as it would be creating a platform from scratch, right? And then, of course, now we have the newest product is ShareTribe Flex, which is now in early release. Is something that we haven't yet released to the public. We have been trying it out with some beta customers, and that is, as its name says, it's going to be a more flexible product to be able to create a new marketplace, which is going to be for like people that want to grow with us as well, without having to go to the open source.
Brilliant. Amazing. And so how far away would you say you are from kind of accomplishing what you set out to do? What's the end goal?
I would not be able to answer that question, to be honest. We hope that we're not that far away. We hope that within a year we will be able to have accomplished at least some of it, have several people onboarded and active in our new ShareTribe Flex, while people are still on the ShareTribe Go product, depending on, because both have different technical capability, different technical needs. But yeah, well, I wouldn't say that the goal is ever reachable, because you want to democratize marketplaces. You not need to go forward and forward and forward, right?
Yeah. I just wanted to let you know Luke is popping in and out, probably more because of his signal. I know that he's in the countryside.
In a car, yeah.
Losing.
And it says that his mic isn't working, but I can hear and type. Just put that.
I think, yeah, he's probably gone on mute because he's in the car and there's probably a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So I think he's just listening in. Anyway, he can listen back later on.
Okay. So what about you, Pasco? Like, what's your idea? What's your goals?
So we have created a fundraising marketplace. So we recognize that charities, other non-profits that are creating solutions for the planet really struggle to get the funding that they need to create these solutions. And often they turn to undignified ways of gaining that funding. That can be through obligation, through guilt, through interruption, the typical and traditional ways of fundraising. And so we wanted to diversify the way that people can give by creating a marketplace where people can request or volunteer skills that other people need. So that can be anything from cutting a neighbor's hedge to doing professional headshot photography, any skill that someone can give to another person, peer-to-peer. And instead of the value, instead of the money going to that person who's offering the skill, they're volunteering, and all of the money goes to charities that both people choose. Okay. So say your ShareTribe team needs new photography, needs new headshots. I'm going to use that example because I'm a photographer.
Okay.
You guys hire me to come in for the day and take photos of the whole team. And my day rate's $350. Instead of $350 going to me, half of it goes to a charity that ShareTribe choose, and half of it goes to a charity that I choose.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah, super understandable. That sounds really awesome.
Excellent. And so, we a prototype, really, a working prototype. It was just about an MVP on Wix. We kind of hacked their e-commerce so that we were receiving all the payment from different skills. That's what you can see at dignityplatform.org now. That's the kind of hacked Wix website. But now we're at a stage where we're just about to take on a partnership with the charity Help Refugees. I don't know whether you've heard of them, but in England, they're really popular. They're kind of a charity that's in the limelight. They're a young team. They're interested in innovation, and they're at the forefront of the kind of grassroots movement of helping refugees in Syria and in Calais and in Greece. And so we're super excited that they are also excited about partnering with us. They are really interested in this new way of fundraising, and they've had some fundraising innovations themselves. They ran a shop for a while that sold these Choose Love t-shirts, which is becoming a bit more of a social movement, even more than a fundraising sort of opportunity. They've had loads of celebrity endorsement. They've got a restaurant in London where all of the profits go to a hospital in Syria, children's hospital in Syria. And so they're constantly kind of on the cutting edge of what it means to be a charity, and they're very connected with a group, a large community of young supporters. And so when I made a film for them last month about their fundraising restaurant for Al Jazeera, which you can see on AJ Plus channel, I chatted to the founders, and they were really keen to take on this new way of fundraising. And so this kind of came at the same time as we were exploring ShareTribe, and we were really excited, and we thought that we'd found a great upgrade to our current marketplace, and we kind of hacked it in our own way, not using the open source version, but enabling all of the transaction, essentially charging 100% for the transaction fee, meaning that all of the value goes to us, and then we're able to donate it out to charities. The issue that we've come across, which I wonder where the ShareTribe Flex comes in, this is something we found recently, is that a marketplace for skills needs to be offers and requests. Almost ideally, it's if we were going to choose one, it would be requests. It would be requests first, because it means that's someone putting their money down on the table. It's someone saying, I need my windows cleaned, I need my grass cut. I'm willing to pay this amount of money, and then we just have to find someone to fulfill that, and we know that that money's then going to go to charity. And with the Help Refugees, we're going to make a marketplace specifically for them, so all of the money will be going to Help Refugees charity. The issue that we've come across, I think it's on the order types. We thought that the requesting order type was going to be what we needed. It was going to be someone able to put out a request, and then the user journey would be, I think I explained it to you in an email, the payment process, and enabling the person requesting to then make the payment. But it seems that it gets kind of roadblocked, and the only way of moving forward with that would be for the person to then create another offer, and then for them to process the payment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Any response to that? Is that something that you're developing? Is that something that's on offer in Flex?
Well, right now, it's hard to say. Yes, I'm not really part of the Flex team, so I of course I know the generalities, but it is something that will happen eventually. You will be able to, or the way the transaction process is constructed is that you will be able to basically put the transaction process in any order that you want. So yes, you will be able to have order types where there is requests, and then the requester like puts the money there, and then the person that does the project. So yes, there will be a process like that, but right now it does not exist, and it probably will not exist in the next 6 months. Right now we're focusing on kind of making everything more available for rental and services. but in the more traditional kind of Airbnb process style. Or
Okay.
let's say, well, yeah, Airbnb is a good example. But yeah, eventually Flex is supposed to be pretty much for everyone. But that will happen little by little. We have been working with Flex for over a year now, I think. November, yeah, since November 2016, we started like with the idea. Actually, working with it maybe a little bit less than a year or about a year. But it has been quite like a long process. It's a market platform that we created from scratch, specifically designed to address these needs. But at the same time, we are going like little by little. Right now, we're like kind of, that's why we're still in beta and it's not public for everyone, because we're still like kind of onboarding people to try also like kind of our MVP, onboarding people into the process that we already have, and then we'll start kind of uh, creating more things and open it more, and maybe even make it open source as well as with ShareTribe Go.
Mm.
But yeah, the thing is like, as far as I know, this is something that won't happen in the next 6 months, for what I know of the roadmap. But maybe early 2019, then that
Okay.
possibility will be out there.
Is that quite a hard thing to change then? That in terms of that payment process, because we were quite surprised to see that that wasn't an option on a peer-to-peer marketplace, because requests felt quite common. Is that quite a hard thing to change?
I think it is. Without being a developer, I understand that it is. At least on ShareTribe Go, it's like a process that you basically have to recreate like the entire transaction process. So we'll have to change everything, and because we have kind of like the legacy code, then it is something that you change something and you have to go through like several tests and iterations, because you change something and it might be able to break something. So you have to go through all the code and change absolutely everything, apparently. So that's why we haven't done it, because if we did it, it would take us probably around maybe 3 months to create it. And that means not working on anything else. So we haven't like gotten into the point of like, okay, we should do that or prioritize this instead of prioritizing other things that people request. And that's been our main problem. That's what also another thing that why we offer the open source, because we understand that our development I don't know how they say, development speed might not be the best, you know.
And just to clarify something, with the open source version, am I right in thinking that doesn't include the sort of PayPal embedment? Is that
You're right. You're right. The thing is, like, the process that we have PayPal was. Hello. 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 Pasco. Pasco. Hello. Pasco.